Hey, we're back today at the Springdale Farmhouse that we completed 5 years ago, and we're going to be talking about exterior details that make for a low maintenance house. Hey, I've got a special treat for you today. We're at the Springdale Farms location here. This is an urban farm just 2 miles from downtown Austin, Texas. And we built this beautiful farmhouse for the farmers Paul and Glenn 5 years ago. We're back today to talk about what we did on this house for a low maintenance exterior on the house. You know, we worked with the super talented architects at Rouser Design, and a lot of what we're going to be talking about today really started in the design phase. I really credit this house with a lot of the modern craze towards farmhouse designs. You know, when this was built 5 years ago, Houzz.com was just starting, and this rocketed to the #1 most viewed house on Houzz very early on. I think there's really details on this house that resonate with people. Let's talk today about what we did on the exterior that I think turned out to a beautiful, long-lasting, and durable low maintenance shell. The first thing to notice on this house is this beautiful Galvalume metal roof. 5 years later, this roof still looks fantastic. It's shedding the water, it's giving us some UV protection from those sun's rays. It's just doing a great job. The next thing I want you to notice is the overhangs on this house. If you'll notice, even on the gable sides, we've got deep overhangs, and of course that beautiful two-sided porch really shading the house from the south and the western fronts. We've got a gorgeous porch, and that porch gives not only great living space, but good protection for the house as well. The next thing you'll see on this house, very iconic exterior. That white painted siding looks like an old school wood, but in fact is hardy plank. This is a cement-based siding that really is going to last for generations. Super durable, takes paint really well. The paint job still looks good 5 years later. Of course, we're on a working farm, so the house has gotten dirty, but really with just the power washing, this house could look almost brand new again. With hardy plank, you are going to have to repaint about every 10 years or so, but the more shade you can give it, the better off you're going to be. The next thing I want to talk about is this porch on this house. This gorgeous porch has gotten a ton of use from our clients, and I think there's some details here that are worth talking about. Number one, let's look at the steel columns on the outside of this porch. This is a bit of a modern detail on a very classic house, but these steel columns, besides looking awesome and very modern, are going to be incredibly durable. We've got just a little bit of rust showing in a few places, but otherwise they look brand new. They're going to be around for many, many decades. The next thing I really like about this house is this traditional cedar deck. You know, you don't often think of cedar as a low maintenance item, but this cedar deck, because it's fully covered, looks fantastic 5 years later. We did standard fasteners. We didn't try and hide the fasteners. This is a stainless steel face screw, and this is a 2x cedar deck. We did not seal it. We've not done anything to maintain it, and you can see it still looks great. We've had a lot of parties. We've had people spilling things on it, but still looks fantastic. And I think an unsealed cedar is a great choice as long as you've got a cover on your deck. The next thing I want to look at here is the soffit on this porch. This is a pine soffit. It's a 1x tongue and groove, kind of like a flooring product that we used on the ceiling on the porch. All we did was clear coat it. And you don't normally think of pine as a low maintenance item, but look here on this porch roof, it looks fantastic. It has not been changed or touched since we did it 5 years ago. And because it's covered, there's no water hitting it, and there's no sun or UV rays to fade it, it still looks fantastic. We really have got that rich material in a space that's going to get covered and protected. The last thing I want to talk about in this house is the steel skirting. We did plate steel skirt, kind of a modern detail. This is 1/8" plate that we did all around the house. It's a pier and beam foundation, so we needed to cover up that pier and beam crawl space. And this plate steel was an unusual choice. This is the first time we've done it. You can see it's rusted out nicely. It's really got a nice patina. It gives a modern look to this farmhouse, but it's really a low maintenance or no maintenance item. It's going to take many decades for that steel ultimately to rust through or to look bad, and for the next few decades it looks fantastic. Hey, if you want more tips on exteriors and durability, I'd love to have you visit my blog at mattreisinger.com. Otherwise, join the conversation on Twitter or Instagram. We'll see you next time.